Hello, I'm Marthel Neville, and you're in the strategy room. Republican presidential candidates squared off in a feisty debate Thursday night in Michigan. Let's take a look.
Donald Trump has basically mocked everybody with personal attacks. So if there's anyone who's ever deserved to be attacked that way, it's been Donald Trump.
Don't worry about it, little Marco, I will.
All right, well, let's hear Big Don. Donald?
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it, little Marco. And let's stop fighting.
He hit my hands. Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands?
Is this the debate you want playing out in the general election? Breathe.
Lion Ted.
Breathe. You can do it. You can breathe. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but just...
When they're done with the yoga, can I answer a question?
You all wrote me off, but guess what? It's now March Madness, and we're heading up north to the place, to my turf, okay?
So, who performed well enough to see a bump in this weekend's caucuses? Joining me now to weigh in are Democratic strategist Nicole Graham in Miami and John Yob, former national political director for Rand Paul. Good to see both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, Nicole, I'll start with you. Who do you think had the strongest debate performance?
Okay, I might be in the minority, but I actually think Donald Trump was one of the winners. The American public, they're sick of being bullied by the establishment, and last night, ignoring what was actually said, which is what some of the Trump supporters seem to be doing, it looked like he was being bullied by the three people on the stage. It was almost painful to watch. It was like the Mean Girls movie come to life.
John?
So I might be in the minority, but Trump was the winner.
Okay, John?
Well, I actually agree with Nicole. I think Donald Trump won by not losing. I think he certainly survived, and he's the front runner. I don't think that the suicide mission by Marco Rubio was very effective, certainly not in helping him win Florida, which is where his campaign is going to go next. I think it probably helped Ted Cruz a little bit in the upcoming caucuses, to answer your direct question. But ultimately, I think that John Kasich probably gained the most from the debate because he probably did the best job of appealing to voters who don't like Donald Trump. Now, I'm not a Trump hater. I actually think that he could do a pretty good job in appealing to Reagan Democrats and sort of changing the makeup of the party. But if you don't like Donald Trump, then I think John Kasich probably won the debate.
I'll stay with you, John. Who underperformed?
Well, I think Marco Rubio underperformed. He looked a little tired. He sounded a little hoarse. That can be understood based on a long campaign trail. I think he tried a suicide mission somewhat similar to what Chris Christie did to him in New Hampshire. I don't think it helped Chris Christie's chances much, and I don't think it helped Marco Rubio's chances much.
Nicole, let me go back to you now. Donald Trump came under fire, constant fire from his GOP rivals, as you already pointed out. Do you think he held back at all in an effort to quell questions about his temperament?
No, and the thing is, I don't think he had to. You know, it might have looked like he was stammering and stuttering, but I think that kind of helped him in terms of what his supporters already believe that he's like, that he is the outsider. I do think the actual substance of what he was saying wasn't very effective. You know, it is true. He attacks everyone. He attacks people who the normal average person on the surface probably wouldn't agree deserves to be attacked.
Okay, Nicole, I'm going to stay with you on this one as well. Do you think this debate will have an impact on voters in the states with caucuses this weekend? Kansas, Louisiana, Nebraska, and Maine.
You know what? I really don't. I think the trend of Donald Trump will continue. I think one of the impacts that we will see is we'll see who comes in second place. I agree that Senator Rubio did not perform very well, but I think we could see the second place finish of Cruz or Governor Kasich, and I think that will be the actual impact.
John, how do you see it?
Well, I think Ted Cruz probably helped himself a little bit. These are relatively conservative states, and most of those states don't allow independents to vote. A lot of the states we've had so far allowed independents to vote in their primary. Michigan, of course, will allow independents to vote in their primary coming up. But the states this weekend are generally closed and don't allow independents to vote, so that doesn't give Donald Trump quite the advantage that he has, because he has that appeal to independents. So I think Ted Cruz probably helped himself. I think John Kasich also helped himself for the upcoming Michigan primary and ultimately the primary in Ohio that's going to be determinative.
Okay, John and Nicole, thank you both. And for complete coverage of the 2016 race, check out foxnews.com. I'm Marthel Neville. Thanks for watching.